I was talking to Eli, and he was cooking this idea up around the video game, which I didn't know. And then I was just talking to him about the ideas in the script, and I thought, this is not a world I've seen before. And then like a month or two later, he called back and said, would I be in it? And I said, you crazy? And then he said, how he was going to shoot it. It was kind of really analog and lo-fi and things you could touch. So it was the future was totally of the video game, but it was also really tangible and present, not, in some distant, far-off future. And I like the characters and their interactions.
I thought the script was really interesting when I first read it. And of course I wanted to work with you in Budapest, and
yes,
I was just happy to be part of this really crazy world. And when I got there, I was like, wow, this is insane.
Everyone was so different. And so when they all these characters get into the bandit technical, you think, what's drawing them together? And I think from a casting perspective, you're saying that.
Yeah.
Which is sort of great, because it's what the film does as well. Like, none of them really want to be together. They have to be together.
There was something amazing just going into this other world of just madness, but for a second you get to forget, what was really going on, and we were all kind of stuck together. It was just really going into a whole other world, and when you see it, you're just like, oh, is this what it feels like to be in a video game?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really nutty.
I loved when you finally came on to Moxxi's bar. I really loved that set. I loved the whole vibe
That
there.
was fun.
And to finally sit down with you, which was fabulous.
Yes.
But I also really loved, and it was not what I expected when I read this script. I thought, oh, it's all going to be green screen. And
Oh my God.
But we were in the middle of these beer tunnels, which has gone for miles and miles and miles under Budapest. And it's so long, they have bicycle marathons and dance parties, but all of that stuff and all of the long Ace of Spades fight, rehearsing all of that, that was pretty cool.
He's like a big kid, and his enthusiasm is huge.
Yeah.
He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can see the photos of him from, when he was 12 and 13, like his birthday parties, and he wanted to be wheeled out as a sort of as someone who had their legs and arms. It was so macabre, covered in blood.
And then one day, remember when he dressed up like the guy from the Fellini film in the movie? He played a character.
Oh, that's right, he did. I think you could just see him.
And he was so excited. I'm like, is this your directing look? I think that might have been my first day. I was like, so you just dress up like a character, and which it wouldn't have been surprising, but he gave himself a cameo.
I think you could see half his face.
Well, that's good. I think it's cool to see it in a theater, right? And the sound, and
I know.
It really,
with other people,
because it really feels like you're in a video game. I mean, it just feels intense, and it's just another world. So that's kind of one that I hadn't seen before.
No, me neither. Well, I think if they've seen kind of the irreverent gore that Eli likes to make.
Yeah.
There's not so much gore. Personally, for me, I love watching movies with people, in a bunch of strangers. That it's so much more.
I mean, it's wild.
It's like being on a roller coaster. You don't want to go on a roller coaster by yourself. You want to hear the people screaming in front of you and behind you.
Right.
And this will be like that.
And then at the core of it, just as me as an outsider watching it, there is a core of like a mother-daughter story or a female story, and you're amazing in it, and Ariana's amazing in it. It's just irreverent fun with a good message, I think, at the end of the day.